Hello, my name is Vicky. I'm a student in UNSW and major in translation and interpreting now. I'm seeking a job as a translator during this winter break, and I knew you are hiring interpreters from your website. So I think I should take this chance. So I will show you myself briefly in this video resume. In 3 parts, I'll show you my strengths. These are major, working or volunteering experience, and personality. So, firstly, why would you hire me? I've studied translation for 1 year in Sydney, acquiring many theoretical translating knowledge and practical skills in class. And I studied specialized translation this semester, which involves various fields, such as medicine, politics, and legal. And these fields, I believe, are all relevant to the migrant work, especially legal. So my previous translation experience is useful when working, because I'm familiar with the register and some certain terminology, some idiomatic expressions, or in other words, some linguistic features. And many language-specific problem-solving techniques are very meaningful to help me overcome translation challenges in both Chinese and English. And apart from these translation skills, another point that I've learned is that I know how to justify my translation choice. Why do I do this? Why do I translate this sentence in this way instead of another way? And this process makes me critical. In class, we often have arguments about word choice, syntax choice, or how major distortion happen, or whether this is acceptable to translate in this way in this field. This discussion forces me to do more research to persuade others. In this learning process, I get some background information in some certain areas or some possible choices. This is important because it tells me how to make my self-learning effective. And self-learning, I think, is valuable in workplace, because one day we will graduate from schools. Nobody will be available as teachers to ask for help. But self-learning or self-improvement will facilitate our progression, so they're important. And secondly, I ever worked in a legal interpreting experiment as a volunteer this June. It's an interesting program. It tests whether the participation of interpreters will affect the tribunal decision. Of course, mainly the jury's decision, guilty or not guilty. There are mainly 4 parts in my job. Before the court hearing, I need to arrive there earlier to make some preparation, including printing out the documents, preparing some drinking water that juries or interpreters will need, and checking whether the electronic devices work well, because we need to record the process of jury's discussion. Well, in the last minute before the hearing, we need to organize juries and interpreter. For example, show them where they'll be walking, where the toilet is, and give away the questionnaires that they need to fill in afterwards. Then the hearing starts. After the hearing, We collect the questionnaires and give them thank you letter. At last, of course, do some cleaning. So what do I get from this experience? During this period, I feel that interpreter's competence is very important in some circumstances, especially in some serious legal circumstances, because you may change the other people's fate. A poor interpreting service may change people's life. The reason I choose translation and interpreting as my major is just because it's my interest. But this experience tells me that interpreting is a serious job. And apart from that, when I'm in the court, I observed how the interpreter delivered the information, and I observed the interpreter's performance. At the time, I was thinking, what if I took that job? And what would I do? How do I interpret the sentences? So it gives me driving force to learn more, especially in specialized areas. So I think the opportunity is very valuable to me. Thirdly, my personality. I'm self-motivated, self-disciplinary, and well-organized. I've developed a mature and responsible approach to any task that I undertake or situation that I'm presented with. With a creative, adaptable nature and an eye for detail, I aim to pursue my passion in a team where I can work collaboratively with others towards an objective of professional excellence through a dynamic and fresh tasks. So that's all about me. I will be a competitive translator because I'm professional trained and I'm ever exposed to workplace and I'm reliable. So thank you for your watching.